Today is the 14th day of Elul, so we're halfway through the Hebrew month, halfway through our journey of preparation for the Yamim Noraim. We embarked on this sacred work just 2 weeks ago. It's customary to include the recitation of Psalm 27 in our daily prayers, from the beginning of Elul all the way through the high holidays to the end of Sukkot. For 50 days, we add this special psalm to accompany us on our journey of introspection and self-evaluation, celebration, personal and communal connection. Verse 4 goes like this: "One thing I ask you, God, I pleadingly seek of you, that I might dwell in the house of the divine all the days of my life, knowing the beauty of God, and to dwell in the divine realm." So what does it mean to be dwelling in the house of the divine? I, like you, find myself sheltered in my house, in need of divine presence now more than ever. Sheltering this year has new meaning. In addition to the safety that our homes provide, we might feel a sense of restriction and confinement, a loneliness of sorts. And so this year, I'm asking myself, I'm challenging myself, how can my recitation of Psalm 27 be a catalyst for me to see my house, my place of shelter and somewhat confinement, as a place in which I find God's presence, a permeating, transformative presence that results in my sense that indeed I am in the presence of the spiritual and physical sacred dwelling place, in the presence and the company of the divine. I know it takes intention and practice and repetition to alter the state of our homes from a place of constriction to a place of expansion into which we can encounter the presence of God. So I continue to recite Psalm 27 daily, and I hope I find myself, and I believe I find myself every day one step closer. May all of us find ourselves sheltered both physically and metaphysically, surrounded by God's presence, protected, embraced, comforted, consoled, more centered, where our fears are eased and our misgivings are relieved, a place where we can be assured that once again this year we will succeed in turning and returning to our best selves. We're halfway there in this challenging, beautiful, and sacred journey.
The month of Elul is spelled in Hebrew Aleph Lamed Vav Lamed. Each of these letters are also the first letters of the words in the sentence Ani ledodi v'dodi li, meaning I am my beloved's and my beloved's is mine. This beautiful verse comes from the biblical book Shir HaShirim, also known in English as Song of Songs. It's a book that tells the story of two lovers and is often seen as an allegory for the Jewish people and the love with God. This beautiful verse, Anila Dodi Vadodi Li, this acronym that spells out Elul, can be seen as vows that you might even take when you're getting married, and they clearly describe a love between two people or a love between humans and God. But I want to look at this verse in a completely different way, a way different from the way in which it was intended. And I'll admit it's a bit of a stretch in both the Hebrew and the English, but it works. What if we looked at these words as Ani ledodi v'dodi li, I am my beloved, and my beloved is for me, mine? What if we looked at these words, these famous words, and said, this is a time for us to remember that we love ourselves, that we must be our own beloved. What if this time of Elul, this month leading to the new year, can be an opportunity for us to reflect on all of the ways in which we offered love to ourselves this past year, and yet let it be an opportunity to think of the ways that we will truly love ourselves going forward, the ways in which we will show our self-care. We know that in order to love someone else, we must first love ourselves. So let this month of Elul, this month of preparation, be an opportunity for us to reflect on the myriad of ways that we can make sure that we are loving ourselves, we are taking care of ourselves. Thereby, we'll be able to love one another and love God. May your Elul be filled with love in all ways, and may it lead to a love-filled new year. Lashana Tova.